Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Before we get started, go ahead and subscribe by hitting the subscribe button or the little watermark in the corner. You can also hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. Thank you. Sony finally released the Xperia 1 3, so the third iteration of the Xperia 1. And I am very excited because there was a leak about this phone a few months back, and I did a video on that, which you can see in the description section or up here. And the thing is that this phone looks amazing. And I am going to have to trash Samsung because Samsung is supposed to be, well, no, it's not supposed to be, it is, based on sales and market share, the king of phones. But their phone design as of late, personally for me, it's not good, right? I do not like that gigantic piece of metal in the back of the phone that has the cameras. It's not appealing to me. The phone wobbles when you put it down. It's just not something that looks good to me, in my opinion. Sony has made this phone, which is all black, and I am biased to black. I prefer to have a phone that's black. My phones have always been black, except my first phone was blue because that's the only color they had, so that's what I got. But from then on, it's either being gray, that's a gray, actually gray, not always black, but gray or black. That's the colors that I've always been with. I just think that black looks better and more elegant on a device than any other color that you might throw there. Red sometimes looks good. I think the way Apple does the red line of devices looks really, really nice. But for the most part, I am a partial to black. But not only that, the specs. The specs that this phone is going to have, to me, make it a phone that should be in everyone's list. This phone should be on everyone's top list of phones to get in 2021. Despite the fact that it's Sony, and I know that Sony doesn't sell a lot of phones, and their market share is like this big. But you know what? You know what? LG is dead. LG is done.
It just seems like a waste.
So there's a hole there. There's a hole there that Sony needs to go in and fulfill. And this device, I think, is a device that is going to do it. Because I think that Sony has something in their hands that LG never had. Despite the fact that LG made great devices, okay devices, they just, like they always did something that screwed everything up. Like the LG Wing, for example, the LG Wing, right? The LG Wing was an okay device. The thing looked cumbersome to the average person. Why do I need a phone that I have to flip the screen? And then when I hold it in my hand, it looks like a huge, gigantic T in my hand. And okay, and I'm going to do all these things and everything, but I'm going to put a processor that is underpowered for the phone. I'm going to underpower the RAM. Like, why? Why, LG? Why? Anyway, so Sony comes in with this device. And Sony's problem is that they just don't market the phone to everyone as they should. Sony does great with the PS5. They do okay with the TVs, but even their TVs are priced and marketed to high-end people because, plebs are not allowed to have a Sony TV, so we're going to sell it for $3,500, even though LG, the maker of OLED TVs, won't sell that same TV for $3,500. Like, it's just ridiculous, okay? So what I'm hoping here is that Sony will take the Xperia, realize what they have in their hands, see the gigantic hole that LG has left in the market, and go in there and say, look what we got, Samsung, eat your heart out. Because these are the specs. We have a 6.5-inch OLED screen, a 21:9 aspect ratio, 4K resolutions, 120 hertz refresh rate. 120 hertz refresh rate. And this isn't a gaming phone, a phone that has all the weird lights and form factors that gaming phones have nowadays. No, this is a regular people go take this phone, use it everyday phone, no one's probably going to stare at you because you're using the phone, kind of phone. 240 hertz touch sampling rate, Gorilla Glass Victus. That is the newest Gorilla Glass that all phones are using nowadays. Qualcomm Snapdragon 888. That is a top of the line Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, same as the super hyper expensive Samsung Galaxy phones have. 12 gigs of RAM, storage, 256 gigs, micro SD card support on a phone, on a premium phone. What? That's right. This phone is going to allow you to put an SD card on your phone in order to get more storage. You don't need to rely on the cloud, even though I get that the cloud is convenient and stuff, but sometimes you got to pay money. Hello, Google. And, it's just more convenient to have your SD card attached in the phone, stuck in the phone, whatever you want to say. Take it out, put it in your computer or anywhere, upload your stuff, clean it up. You change phones, you take it to, I guess if there's any other phones that support micro SD cards. It's just, I don't know, to me it's more convenient to have physical storage. It's more reliable to me using cloud as backup, all right, than to having to rely on a company to have all my things in their cloud and decide to charge me whenever they want to charge me, or do whatever they want to do with that information whenever they decide to do it. And we have a 4500 milliamp hour battery. The charger is included in the box. The charger will come in the box. You will get a charger in the box. Again, charger in the box, as it should be. Wireless charging, reverse wireless charging. Let's go with the cameras. Now the cameras are going to have a 12 megapixel, which is the main camera, 12 megapixels, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, and a 3D time of flight sensor. That time of flight sensor reads the depth between the camera and the subject and the environment and all that. The coolest thing here is a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. Why? What Sony says that the telephoto camera can do is supposed to be the first phone in the world with true optical zoom, which means that actually telephoto lens moves inside the phone. It doesn't use multiple cameras or software or any of that stuff that other phones use with their cameras to do that trick zoom. This is an actual lens that moves, right? Like a real lens does. That is true innovation when it comes to cameras, if this is true that the phone can do. Again, this is the reason why I am so pumped up and excited when I'm doing this video. Because again, I think that finally, Sony has something in their hands that they can put out and say, look, this is the phone that you need to have. Forget Samsung, forget iPhone, even though people will still go for the iPhone because, cheap. But here is the phone that you need to buy. This is going to be better than anything else that you have in your hands. Front camera is going to be an 8 megapixel camera. The video is going to be Cinema Pro 4K at 120 frames per second. This is also going to have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. That's right. This is going to be a phone that's also going to have a headphone jack. What? Yes. In 2021, we have a top of the line phone that you can call top of the line because it has a micro SD card and a headphone jack. All in one package. Oh, and the charger. Wow. It's going to support Dolby Atmos, not only the headphone jack and Dolby Atmos, but this phone is going to be the first phone that is going to support 3D reality audio through the front-facing stereo speakers. Because yes, this phone has stereo speakers. So when you're holding the phone, you have the sound coming at your face with 3D surround sound. Yes, yes, this is why I'm excited about this phone. Think about it. This phone has everything that a $2,000 phone from Microsoft, from Apple and Samsung have or should have. The other cool thing is that this phone can be used as a 4K external monitor. So you can connect this to a USB-C to HDMI adapter, put it on your camera, And if you're doing video, you can use it as an external monitor to look at what you're filming. And like that, they came out with a phone that's $2,500, I think, a month ago, or I think a month and a half ago, that was supposed to mainly be used as a external monitor for cameras when you're filming stuff. Now, this phone, which is going to be cheaper, we don't have pricing right now, which is an issue, but I cannot think that this phone is going to be more than $1,500, fingers crossed, is going to have the same trick. You're going to be able to put it on a camera, or pair it with a camera and watch the action on the phone. IP65 rating against dust, IP68 rating against water. Now, the only issue with Sony phones is that they are not great at updating their phones with the latest Android patches, which is, to me personally, the reason why I have a Pixel phone, even though it's a Pixel 3a, is because I like to have my phone updated to the latest software that Android has. Not only for security reasons, but because of the features that the phone has. So if Sony continues this trend, that is something that's probably going to hurt them. That is my only concern with Sony. But if Sony does change that trend of doing updates, with which, let's be honest, it's probably not going to happen because they're horrible at updating stuff on their TVs. So the phones that make less money for them, probably it's not going to be a priority either. But I think that Sony has a huge opportunity here to become a player within the mobile industry if they play it right, if they do the right type of advertisement, the right type of marketing, and they market this phone to people as an alternative to Samsung and other Android phones. Especially if they can show how much better their camera works over Samsung's cameras, which is what a lot of people sadly care more about, is the camera than other things on the phones. But I am excited. Okay, to me, this is something exciting because finally we have a company that can give us a competitive product within the mobile industry. And that is important, especially with LG's exit from the mobile market. What do you think? Do you think that Sony has something here that can be very competitive with other companies? Do you think that Sony should jump at the opportunity and try to become that important player that they could be within the mobile industry? Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if it helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.